The night was brutal, cold, relentless, and unforgiving. The kind of weather that tests your will as much as your skill. Lake Travis came in riding a 4-game unbeaten streak, but this one wasn't just about extending that run. This one was about payback. But the cold wasn't the only thing on their minds. The last time these two teams met, Bowie controlled the game, walking away with a 2-0 win. Then, they let Lake Travis know about it, posting a TikTok afterward to rub it in. Tonight, in miserable conditions, this was more than just a game. It was personal. The temperature sat in the 30s, the wind chill in the 20s, and every gust cut through the field like a blade. The wind was relentless, a silent defender shifting the course of play with every gust. Balls hung in the air, changed direction mid-flight, turning simple passes into calculated risks. A routine pass could turn into a breakaway the other way. The mission was clear: survive now, strike later. And in the opening minutes, that survival meant Van. The attack pressed, and Van was left with no choice. A diving stop that kept the game level. A moment of brilliance in a half that demanded resilience. The game marched on, and Lake Travis began to settle in. The wind wasn't going away, but neither were they. No excuses, no second thoughts. Just a group of players locked in on one goal. They didn't come all this way to talk about the weather. They got on that bus with one thing in mind: a win. And now, with 30 minutes left in a game they'll remember forever, it was time to go take it. The second half began, and for those still braving the cold, the scene was something out of a winter war. A foggy mist rolled through the stadium, the kind that settles in your bones. At this point, no one was just cold, they were numb. But for Lake Travis, the numbness didn't matter. A scoreless first half meant one thing: they had weathered the storm, and now the storm was theirs to use. The wind that had battered them was now at their backs, and it was only a matter of time before they turned survival into control. On nights like this, there are two things you don't want: a ball to the face and a cheap goal. LT took the first, but avoided the second. And with that, it was their time to strike. A free kick from Andrew. Christian breaking free on the backside. One left-footed volley, pure and true, past the keeper, into the net. A thing of beauty in a game that had been anything but. Lake Travis had the lead. And now the night was theirs. With the lead secured, Lake Travis wasn't about to sit back. Not on a night like this. Not in a game like this. They could feel it now, the momentum shifting. And with the conditions finally in their favor, LT did what great teams do. They pressed harder. They pushed forward. They turned up the pressure and made sure their opponents felt every bit of it. This wasn't just about protecting a lead. It was about taking full control. The final 5 minutes were all about grit, discipline, and finishing the job. Lake Travis had battled too hard to let this one slip away. With Tyler and Andrew leading the charge, the defense held its ground, turning away every last push from Bowie. 3 straight games, 3 straight clean sheets. Another defensive performance to remember. And when the whistle finally blew, there was no doubt the Cavs had earned this one. Bowie's frustration boiled over, the ball thrown in air. But nothing was stopping this celebration. The Cavs walked out of Burger Stadium victorious, and on this cold night, revenge was a dish best served frozen.